So me and the kids just did major grocery shopping. Our fridge was pretty bare, so it was time to open up my wallet and spend about $200 on all of this. I went to Smart and Final for some of the stuff, and for the rest of the stuff I went to Walmart. And yeah, so I guess now's a good time to start a new video. Let's share. Let's do dinner. Everything that we are eating for dinner this week. All right, so tonight we are making spaghettis and meatballs. And we're gonna start off with the meatballs. I'm just gonna use a pound of ground beef. And to the ground beef, I'm gonna add a whole lot of garlic. I'm just gonna do two tablespoons. I'm gonna add a couple eggs. And I don't have any breadcrumbs, but I do have some bread that needs to be used before it goes stale. So we're just gonna tear this up. I think it'll work just fine. It's just supposed to provide some moisture. And this looks like it can soak up some moisture, so sticky white bread.
That's my favorite.
Okay, Mila.
That's kids gummy bears.
No, it's actually graham crackers, Mila. All right, so I think I'm just gonna need 2 slices. And now I'm gonna add some cheese. This is what I had in my fridge and also needs to be used up. So that's what we're gonna use. And last but not least, some seasoning, some salt, and a little bit of pepper. All right, now we're gonna give this a good mix. Ew. Ew. I think it's the egg that makes this feel absolutely disgusting. I'm gonna go ahead and get my skillet going.
Mommy, I love
Does anyone else's 3-year-old talk this much? Because, oh my God.
Mommy, I like a dog. Mommy,
Okay, you have to wait, okay? I'm cooking right now. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Hi, y'all. Alright, so my grease is nice and hot. So, what I'm gonna do first is I'm just gonna make a little sample meatball so I can see what it tastes like before I start making the whole batch. Wow, good job. Mila's over here cleaning off our refrigerator. All of the artwork that she put on there. Oh, it smells so good. That doesn't need anything. That's a pretty good meatball.
I
All right, so
Mommy,
now that the meatballs have been approved by the chef,
creamy.
let's go ahead and start getting these in there.
Mommy,
Yeah.
I want burger.
Okay, Mila, I will put on Burger Dog for you in 1 minute, okay?
I know.
Mila, look out. It's hot over here. Move, okay? I need you to move.
Mommy, I think she comes
No, this is way too hot for Sissy to cook. You okay? And now that we have all of those in, we're just gonna brown them on both sides. We don't have to cook them all the way through because they are going to finish cooking in the sauce. So once those are pretty brown on both sides, I'm just gonna remove them and put them on a plate. We have all of our meatballs done and ready. And to the same pot, or pan, because why create extra dirty dishes? We're gonna get started on our sauce. All right, so because I am never satisfied with jar spaghetti, we have a can of peeled tomatoes. Uh-oh. And so that doesn't cook too fast, I'm gonna add some water. We are also going to add some garlic. Because no one in my family likes to crunch on onions in our food, I'm gonna add onion powder. I'm also gonna add some basil. And I am also going to add a bay leaf. Maybe 2. All right, so now we're just gonna keep that covered and let that simmer for a little bit. And I also have my pasta water going over here. Because I do have little people, we like to use the half spaghetti. All right, Mila, what do you want?
What I see, Mommy?
What, Booey Dance?
No.
Oh, Burger Dog, okay, Burger Dog.
That one.
This one? All right. Okay, so it's been simmering for a little bit. Just gonna give it a stir and smush those tomatoes in there. Turn it into more of a sauce. And I am going to add the meatballs back in. Ah! Mona, there's a meatball on the floor for you. All right. right, so we're just gonna let that continue to cook. I did lower the heat, so I'm just gonna let that cook on low while our pasta is also cooking. Here goes my plate. I would much rather make this recipe of spaghetti and meatballs any day over purchasing jarred spaghetti. So yes, that's tonight dinner. I'm gonna go enjoy. I will see you guys in a bit. Tonight for dinner, we are having something very simple, very quick, very low maintenance. I got some Hawaiian dinner rolls, corn, rotisserie chicken with rice and gravy. So here are the kids' plates. Mila's having rice and gravy with corn and chicken. And Leo is just having rice with corn in a roll, because I know he's not going to eat the chicken or the gravy. But I also cooked the chicken and chicken broth just to give it a little bit more flavor for the kids so that they actually eat it. And yes, that is tonight's dinner. See you guys tomorrow. So today we are trying out a new recipe. It is Belizean chicken. I actually saw this recipe on the Food Network, and yes, I have to try it. So first things first is you're gonna need this paste. It looks like this. I got this off of Amazon. I got 2 of these little boxes. They were like $5 or $6. So first I'm just gonna add, because I'm only cooking 3 pieces of chicken, I'm going to add just like half a teaspoon. Next, I'm gonna go in with some garlic powder. Half a teaspoon. Also half a teaspoon of chicken bouillon. Some thyme. Some black pepper. And just a tiny bit of salt. Not too much. And now, in order to help me mix this up, especially this paste, which is really thick and heavy, I'm just gonna add some oil. And start to turn this into a marinade. All right, I just added a little bit more paste to my marinade, and I have my little assistant here to help me. But I realized that if you are going to purchase this paste and use it, because it is so thick, it's easier to break it up with your hands instead of just adding it in there, and that's like one big chunk or piece. So yeah, definitely break it up with your hands before you start trying to turn it into a marinade. So I have some chicken in here. I just have Mila, shh. I just have 3 pieces because it's just going to be me and Mila eating this. So I broke the paste up as good as I can. And I'm going to let this marinade. It's 2 o'clock right now. And I'm just going to let this marinate until I'm ready to cook it tonight for dinner. Let's see, I got 2 sick children in my house right now, so it's been a lovely couple of days. Bless you. All right. So let's get the rest of the air out of here first of all. All right, let's toss this in the refrigerator, and this is going to marinate for probably about 5 hours. Tonight we are making steak and potatoes. So I'm just going to start off by dicing some potatoes. And then we're going to boil these on the stove for like 10 minutes just to quicken up the cooking process when we put them in the oven. And I'm using russet potatoes, and I'm gonna cut up 3 of these, 3 russet potatoes. While my water is boiling for my potatoes, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my steak. This is the steak that I'm going to be using. Oh, it's actually 2 pieces. So I'm just going to, is there any bone in here? No, it's boneless, okay. So I'm just gonna cut this up into pieces that are like the same size as the potatoes. My water is boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and add some salt. And just drop these potatoes in. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Wow. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. So now I am going to take the potatoes out and put them in this bowl and let them cool off.
Mommy, I can make the phone.
Well, I'm using it right now.
Please.
You can have it when I'm done, okay?
Please.
You can have it when I'm done, princess. I'm gonna add the meat in here. I am out of olive oil, so I'm just gonna add some vegetable oil. And then we're gonna start seasoning. I'm going to use some seasoning salt. Some onion powder. Some garlic powder. A little bit of pepper. And I just picked this up, this garlic and herb seasoning, so we're gonna try some of that as well. And then I'm just going to mix this up with my hands. I'm going to preheat my oven to 375. And then what I'm going to do is start scooping this into this, oh my gosh, into this foil. I'm actually going to split this into two. Potatoes. So that's going to be the first one, and I'm going to add to this some onions, and of course, because what would steak be without it, some butter. And then I'm going to wrap this up. All right, that's going to be the first one. Oh, let me take this out and put that there for now. And then let's get the wrapping for the second one, which is add the butter and the onions. This portion ended up being a lot bigger than the other one, but that's okay. Okay. And then we're just gonna toss that in the oven and let that cook. I let this cook at 375 for about 30 minutes. And I just took a little bite. Look at all that butter. And the bite that I took was not even the buttery pieces, but I just took a bite and OMG. It is everything I could have hoped for. The meat is nice and tender. The potatoes are nice and soft. I cannot wait to dig in. Unfortunately, I am not hungry right at this very moment, but the minute I am, oh my gosh, I already know I'm gonna be bloated. All right, so I could not wait to eat, even though I'm not hungry. I just want to have a little sample plate. I'm gonna have this with a Hawaiian dinner roll, and yes, I already took a little bite, and oh my god, so good, so good. I'll see y'all next time. All right, so we are cooking the last and final meal of the video. This is taco meat. And over here, we are making some rice. This is just the El Paso taco seasoning mix. And the rice is this cilantro lime rice. And I am actually going to be cooking 2 meals tonight because I have some bell peppers that I need to use before they go bad. So yeah, in a minute I'm gonna start cooking a pasta with marinara sauce and bell peppers and onions and all the good stuff. So, and chicken. So yeah, I'll be back. All right, so here is my son's plate. When I make him a whole taco, he just eats the taco shell and the cheese and completely leaves the meat. So instead, I make him a taco salad. And we got a little taco shell and some of that cilantro rice. And here is Mila's plate. We eat our tacos with meat, cheese, and ketchup. There you go. Be careful, it might be hot. Okay, now we're getting started on the last and final meal. I just cut up a couple of boneless, skinless chicken thighs and just added them to the pot along with some oil. And this is going to be a quick and easy one pot meal. So I'm just going to cook this chicken down a little bit, let it get a little bit of color. And I'm going to add some salt. Just let that cook for a couple minutes. And I'm going to add some chopped or sliced onions. And I'm going to keep them big because I don't like tasting onions in my food. So I'm probably going to end up picking these out. But I do like the flavor of the onions. And we're gonna dump some green bell peppers in there. I prepped these yesterday. And stored them in a Ziploc. And a little bit of seasoning. Let's add some garlic powder. And a little bit of pepper. And I'm gonna add a cup of rice. Normally I would cook this with penne pasta, but unbeknownst to me, I am out of penne pasta. So we're gonna experiment and see how this turns out with rice. I'm gonna add a cup of chicken broth. And last but not least, I am going to add just some simple and plain marinara sauce. Smells like a little more than half the jar.
Mommy, I need to go poo-poo.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Mila, hold on. And we're just gonna cover that and let it cook. And here is my plate. I just took a little bite and it actually turned out a lot better than I expected for something so experimental. But I'm gonna pair this with some Hawaiian rolls. And yeah, I'm about to dig in. Yeah, so this is the last meal that I'm going to put in this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.